Hi guys. Um, welcome to another episode of AJAWI TV. I'm AJAWI, and for today, this is part two of the gated community episode. Part one, or upscale community episode, part one, right? Um, I did some aerial shots before, just to introduce the area to you. Um, this is Oakland's apartments. So I'm gonna switch camera now to the front facing camera. So you won't be seeing me much in this video. It's early morning now, right? And I'm out for a walk. And this is why I would recommend such a community to people returning to Jamaica, right? So let me just turn camera. You'll hear me in the background, so don't mind that. All right. Alright guys, so I'm on my morning walk. This is a jogging trail, right? Here's the thing. When you live in one of these gated communities, it's more secure for you. I personally used to live in Hope Pastures, right? Yes, the famous Golden Triangle. And when I say to you that I was not so comfortable doing what I'm doing right now, which is walking on the road early in the morning just to jog, to get some exercise, I was not as comfortable doing that simply because it's not safe. Right? It was not safe. People used to get robbed in the area up there, and as a result of that, I never felt safe. No, I'm in Oakland, and I'm jogging early in the morning. Sometimes I get up like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5. It's not as early today. Today I am up at 5:30. I think it's 5:30 now. And I'm just holding a little jog because I worked out yesterday, and I felt energized, so I wanted to just push through. I'm kind of in pain, so I pushing through the pain. So I decided to take a walk, and I'm telling you, I would not be willing to do that in other places. I used to live in Durrani Park, which is fairly a decent community, and I would not be outside at this time, simply because I wouldn't feel safe. The reason why I feel safe in this community is that the reason why I feel safe in this community is that what do I say? It has 24-hour security. Security cameras are all around the place. So, if anything happens, I would feel comfortable enough to know that, I'm in a safe environment. Most times, I see people jogging at even 1 o'clock in the night. Yes, 1 o'clock in the night. People jogging and talking to each other and stuff like that. It's more comfortable. Those are the townhouses over there. Those are the apartments, right? So as I was saying, I see people jogging early in the morning, late at night and they're comfortable. So at the end of the day, you feel a bit of security to some extent, because nowhere is 100% safe anywhere in the world, but at least you're comfortable enough to say, hey, I don't necessarily have to worry myself too much with people, unwanted people in the area, or I wouldn't say unwanted, I would say unauthorized people in the area. Look at that. Those are the townhouses, right? So, and this is the type of environment that I am more comfortable with. Not everybody can come onto the property. Not everybody can, linger around and stuff like that. I mean, you have kids that go to the playground. If you haven't seen the playground, look in the other video, one before this. The streets are kept clean because, there are grounds people employed to the area. The apartments are kept clean because there are people who actually come in and take care of the apartments. So at the end of the day, you pay for what you get. So I pay maintenance because I live in an apartment. I don't know so much about the town. I think they should pay like strata, because if you have grounds people working to take care of the roads and stuff like that, then obviously somebody has to pay them. So that's a nice little community. That's the 400 meter mark right down there. So the road itself is actually marked for you if you're jogging in the morning. You can know how much meters you did for the day, so that's nice. And then you have trees everywhere, which at the end of the day only add beauty to your property, right? I've seen kids all around the place, playing 7 o'clock up to 8 o'clock in the night. Kids are playing outside, and there's a dead animal on the road. I guess this one took up that. I see kids playing on the road like 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the night. They go home after that. They go home. I've never seen any kids past that time on the road. But even if they are, it's not a problem because nobody in trouble them. They can rest assured that they're safe. There have been a couple break-ins a few times. Somebody jumped the wall before, and trust me, the security caught that immediately, and dealt with that immediately, swiftly. So that's what makes me feel more comfortable living in a gated community. You can, you can have that peace of mind. Not saying that other communities are not okay. I'm just saying, for me personally, I like gated communities. Yes, there are restrictions, right? There are restrictions. However, with everything, I say with great power comes great responsibilities, or something like that. So I have no problem being restricted. I'm not somebody who unruly and stuff like that. So I don't have a problem with the restrictions, as long as at the end of the day I'm comfortable. That's the thing. So that's just what I want to say. That's my 2 cents. Also, let me address something. Somebody was saying that in the last video that, you know, they never expected what I showed, you have to keep in mind that there are more than one ways to show whatever you're doing. And I don't want to start at the top. As a young person myself, as I'm pretty young, I would not want to be a point of discouragement for other people my age or younger. So I would never start with a video showing you cherry gardens and stuff like that, knowing that as a young person it would not be wise to go and rent somewhere up at cherry gardens in this economic condition that we're in, a situation that we're in, simply because it would not be economical for you. So I want to start this particular series within the AJAWI TV episodes from somewhere I consider as, hey, this is upscale. And when I say upscale, I don't mean location, right? Upscale being the living condition, the mindset, which is, hey, I'm in a community where I can feel safe. The environment is different, so you change your environment and you start changing your life, right? As a youngster coming up. So that's why I decided to start with Oaklands. It may not be the best, but it's a start for somebody, right? Somebody like myself, who I come from the ghetto. Well, I wasn't raised, quote unquote, in the ghetto. Started in the ghetto. Morning, security guy hailed me. But yeah, I wasn't raised in the ghetto per se. I started in the ghetto for a few years of my life, and you know, moved from there. So I used to live in Arnett Gardens. Then I lived in Washington Gardens. Now I moved from there and I jumped to Pro Pastures. Personally, I think that decision was a bad decision on my part, and I'm telling you this because I want to be totally honest. I rented up at Pro Pastures, and not only were the rent expensive, because you're paying like $55,000 a month, and plus utilities, and to me that was not a good decision. Why? Because at the end of the day, that's like paying a mortgage. So as a youngster who living out of my parents' house, right? No, I left my parents' house and went to living somewhere in Gurney Park. But because I decided to go back to school, because I already had my diploma, I decided to go back to school. I decided to move closer to school. I had actually designed a house for somebody in Old Pastures, and I designed a back at the start, right? How much did I do? Did anybody see that? I don't know if I saw how many meters I did. But yeah, for somebody who lived in, so for a youngster who lived in the ghetto to move to there and then move to Four Pastures, and for the reason for moving to Four Pastures was because I wanted to continue my training towards becoming an architect. I think that was not the best decision. Why? I'm gonna be honest with you. I was spending too much money on quote unquote living a particular lifestyle when I could be saving and investing. So it became too much of a liability. So I decided to downsize, but I didn't want to take a step backward. So I decided to rent in Oaklands, which is midway, you know. So sometimes you have to move back to move forward. So I decided to move to Oaklands and continue my training in school. So I'm in my last year at UTech to get my degree in architecture, and then from there I'll have to do my master's in architecture so that I can get my license. But at the meantime, at least I have my diploma in architectural drafting and building technology. So I'm an architectural technologist, right? So it was a bad decision because I was spending so much money on living and on rent, and them the type of money there where people pay for live in a them own house, paying a mortgage, right? So not only was I paying 55,000 a month to rent, I was also paying utilities and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, it never made no sense, right? So I decided to evaluate myself, and I'm gonna come off the path just to show you the inner aspect of this scheme, right? But yeah, I decided to come to, where was I lost my chain of thought right there. Yeah, I decided that I wanted to downsize simply because I wanted to go back to school and to move forward with my career into architecture. I don't know if my chain of thought came back there, but bear with me. I'm starting to lose breath now. But yeah, what I want to say to the people my age is, don't try to jump a step. You know, enjoy the process, enjoy your life. You don't need to live in some of these communities that you think, you know, is the arrival point. Because look at it, I was living in Whole Pastures where I was afraid to walk on the road at night, right? Every minute I hear people bawl out, say them get robbed, right? In Whole Pastures. If you don't have a car in Whole Pastures, it don't make no sense, because you're gonna get robbed, right? I have seen it. At the time I was driving, right? I was driving at that time, but I sold my car, right? So it's a situation where I saw people on the road. Like, you will see people on the road like 7 o'clock in the evening walking, and all of a sudden you hear them bawl out, thief, thief, man stick them up at gunpoint in Whole Pastures, right? This is an upscale community. This is an upscale community. There are some times when I had to actually go out and carry people to the station, to the police station, because there was this one lady that got robbed in Whole Pastures, right? And the man them rob all her shoes off her foot. The lady run out of her shoes. Them thief her money what she just get from work, because she went to work. She's like, you know, a domestic helper or something like that. She went to help out in that to our property in the area, and they rob her of everything in the night at gunpoint. Sometimes you'll hear that people got shot in the area while I was living up there. So I never felt comfortable, you know, in the area, simply because of that. Now I decided that I'm going to move into a different location, which is Oakland, and I've never heard anybody bawl out, say thief, thief, right? And if something happens, security is there before you even know it. right? Security camera, watch the grounds and stuff like that. So it don't even make no sense to try come over. The other day somebody make an attempt to jump over the wall, and I tell you, before him even touch the ground over the wall, them find out and they were right on top of it. So my good sir who pointed out that Oaklands is not necessarily an upscale community, to me it is. That's simply it. It is to me, because it is not necessarily the location that determines whether it is upscale or not. It's the environment and whether you feel safe, comfortable. That's my criteria of upscale. So to me, living in whole pastures, to me, not necessarily was that much fun. Because one thing, here's the difference between them area there. You go home and somebody, you have a neighbor, you don't see a neighbor in them community there. Them not even, I lived there for years and I don't even know one person in the area. Living in Oaklands, I meet my neighbors, I chat with my neighbors, people know me, the security hear about me, know me. So you're building that sense of community, right? The security guard, the cleaning persons, the neighbor, next door neighbor, all of them friendly, them heal you. When you live in a whole pasture and in place there, people don't know you. People not really busy about you. You could have walk and drop down right now, but now come give you a cup of water. Them standing at the most or them drive past you, man shot them drive over you and go with them and go. So out of living in whole pastures, which is quote unquote the upscale community, and living in Oaklands, which is not quote unquote an upscale community in some people's eyes, I would rather live in Oaklands, where I feel safe and a sense of community, and and be okay, feel comfortable. So yes guys, so thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, look out for the next video, and I want to say thank you to Thomas, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, Kea Thomas, for donating to the channel to help me to create new content. I want to say big up to you. I really appreciate it, and it will help me to bring you more content, right? So big up yourself, stay safe, make sure you're taking your vitamins and things so that this corona thing don't even come near you, right? And I want to say see you next time. Look out for the next video. I won't be able to walk like this in other communities that I'm going to show, so you guys will have to understand that I cannot go into some of these communities, because as a person you cannot come onto this property like that. So I won't be able to give you in such an in-depth tour or viewing of other communities that I might be showing you. All right, so click the like, click the subscribe, click the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. And subscribe, and make sure you check out my Patreon page if you want information or the insider scoop on upcoming projects, so that you can put in your bid or make your offer ahead of everybody else. You can check out my Patreon page. All right, thanks, and I'll see you next time.